What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all clicking this video. Make sure that you're also clicking like, subscribe. Leave us those comments with your thoughts on this video. We got the Bills and the Bengals. Bills favored by 3.5. Over under on this one, 50. Thoughts on this one?
I will take Cincinnati. I actually think they win outright. I don't know why, but I will take Cincinnati here. Given, especially after what I just said to start the show about their O-line woes and the injuries that they were facing. But it's hard to bet against Joe Burrow in the playoffs all of a sudden, right? Like it's hard to go against that man. So I'll take Cincinnati to cover the 3.5, but I think they win outright, and I will take the over as well. I think we're going to see two fine quarterbacks go crazy.
So I'm going to take Cincinnati, but I actually found this game at 4.5, which I like even more.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to take Cincinnati. I agree with Alex. This is scary. I mean, Alex, normally we don't agree quite in sync on these. Normally Derek and I are more lockstep with a lot of this, but I'm with you, Alex. I think it's the Bengals, and I'm taking the over. I think Joe Burrow is going to be chucking it all over the yard. I think that the Bills, as good as they've been, they have sputtered and they have looked mortal down the stretch here in the season, right? They've kind of underperformed in comparison to the perception and anticipation of what this team can do. Part of it's losing some guys on defense. They're not quite getting the pass rush the way that they were. You're seeing some leaky play as far as stopping the run game. So I think that overall, on top of it all, right, wrong, or indifferent, I think the Bengals are frustrated with the NFL because of how the coin flip, the neutral site, how all that stuff worked out, right? And again, this isn't not Damar Hamlin's fault. We're glad he's better, but this is the repercussion of the choices that the NFL made in response to that, and it did kind of screw the Bengals, and I think they're frustrated about that.
Yeah, Kevin, you just hit a lot of that because I was getting ready to come up and say this is a game that I think should be played at a neutral site due to the way that things ended up playing, right? Like if Buffalo wins this thing and Kansas City wins, we see a neutral site in the AFC Championship game. Fully believe that this game should be played at a neutral site as well, due to the fact that if the Bengals win, you're right. This game's in Cincinnati, not in Buffalo. But I do like the Bengals on this one. On the spread, I firmly believe that they're going to win this game outright as well. But this feels like a field goal kind of game. This one's going to come down to the end of it, I do believe. I'm going to take the under on this one, though. 50 is a very high bar to get to, especially out the cold of Buffalo. I think we're going to see this one probably end up more around the, and a weird score too, like a 25 to 20, 22 type of matchup. Like very strange scores how I'm seeing this one come to play. So that's what I'm thinking. As far as a prop goes, I'm taking T. Higgins to go under 66.5 receiving yards.
Very good. I'm taking Joe Mixon over 54.5. I mentioned it earlier when I was kind of breaking this down. The Bills' run defense has been susceptible here lately. I think that not a monster game out of Joe Mixon, but I do think it's enough to keep them honest and allow Joe Burrow to drop back and try and pick apart this defense through the middle of the field.
I will take Stephon Diggs over 79.5 receiving yards.
Funny enough, I almost took, like when I was looking at the doc earlier, I almost took both of the props that you guys went with there. Like I love both of those guys. I love both of those props. So kudos to you for picking them.